My dear Cancer, I want to begin with something a little different. I want to ask you to remember where you were in May of 2025. Just for a moment. Think about who you were then. Think about what your life looked like. Think about what you were worried about, what you were hoping for, what felt stuck. Because in June of 2025, Jupiter entered your sign for the first time in 12 years, and your entire life has been quietly rearranging itself since then. The version of you reading this script right now is not the version of you that existed in May of last year. You may not have noticed all of the changes yet. Jupiter works slowly when it sits in your own sign. It is not loud. It does not announce itself. It just rearranges the rooms one at a time. Break time 0.05s. Until you walk through your own life and realize the furniture is different. 2026 opens with Jupiter still in your sign, and that is the gift you walk into the year with. From January through June 29th, you are completing your Jupiter return. The last 6 months of the most personally expansive transit you receive in any 12-year cycle. I want you to take these 6 months seriously, because once Jupiter leaves on June 30th, it does not come back to your sign for 12 more years. Whatever the door is meant to deliver, it needs to deliver now. So the first thing I want to say to you is, do not wait. Do not save anything for later. Do not be modest about what you want. Put yourself forward. I am Madame Aurora, and I have been studying the stars for over 35 years from my office in Manhattan. Break time 0.05s. And I have a particular fondness for Cancer clients, because you are the sign that takes the longest to claim what is yours. You are protective, you are careful, you hold back before you commit, you wait until you are sure before you act. These are beautiful qualities in normal years, but in a Jupiter return year, they can become the very thing that stops the gift from arriving. So I am going to say something to you that I do not usually say to other signs. Be braver than you think you should be. Move faster than feels comfortable. Ask for more than you would normally ask for. The first 6 months of 2026 are the closing window of a once-in-12 years opportunity, and Jupiter does not reward hesitation. Let me tell you about Anna. Anna is a Cancer client of mine from Stockholm, born in early July, break time 05s, who came to me in 2013, right before her last Jupiter return. She was 34 then. She had been working in publishing for a decade, quietly editing books for other people, watching authors she had discovered become famous while she stayed in her small office. She came to me and said, "Aurora, I think I want to write my own book, but I have been telling myself I am not ready for years. I do not know if I will ever be ready." And I said to her, "Anna, you have 6 months until Jupiter enters your sign. After that, you have 13 months in your sign. Use those 19 months to do what you have been telling yourself you cannot do. Stop waiting to be ready. Become ready by doing." She started writing in autumn of 2013. By the time Jupiter entered Cancer in summer of 2013. Yes, break time 05s, the same cycle we are in now. She had a complete manuscript. By the time Jupiter left in summer of 2014, the manuscript had sold. By 2016, it was published. By 2019, she had written and published 3 more. Today, Anna runs her own publishing imprint and edits other people's books on her own terms. She told me last year that the Jupiter return was the year she stopped being a translator of other people's voices and became her own voice. The same kind of becoming is now available to you, my dear Cancer. The window is open until June 29th. After that, it closes for 12 years. Now let me walk you through what is happening across the whole year, transit by transit, because the timing matters. The year opens with Jupiter still in your sign, break time 0.05s. But 2 other enormous things happen in the same 6 weeks of January and February. On January 26th, Neptune leaves Pisces and enters Aries. For you, Cancer, Pisces is your 9th house, and it has been hosting Neptune since 2012. 14 years of Neptune in your 9th house. Think about what that has meant. The 9th house is the house of higher education, foreign places, publishing, philosophy, faith, meaning, and long journeys. Many of you have studied something deep over the past 14 years, a degree, a spiritual practice, a long-form intellectual pursuit. Many of you have traveled in significant ways. Some of you have lived abroad or had a romance with someone from another culture or developed a deep relationship with a foreign country. Some of you have done long, slow spiritual work, meditation, break time 0.05s, religious study, philosophical exploration. Whatever your version, Neptune in your 9th house has been the slow, 14-year work of expanding the horizon of what your life could mean. On January 26th, that era closes, and Neptune moves into Aries, which for you is your 10th house, the house of career, public reputation, authority, and your name in the world. Neptune in your 10th house begins a 14-year period during which your professional identity becomes more spiritual, more visionary, more artistic, or more mysterious. Some Cancers will pivot into careers that involve spirituality, healing, art, or service. Some will become known for something they did not expect to be known for. Some will have to dissolve a public identity they have outgrown. Break time 05s. Many will struggle with the question of what their real purpose is in their career. Neptune in the 10th house is rarely a straightforward career transit. But it is one of the most meaningful, because it asks you to align your work with your soul. 3 weeks later, on February 13th, Saturn also leaves Pisces and enters Aries, joining Neptune in your 10th house. Saturn in your 10th house for 2.5 years is the discipline of building real career structure. Many Cancers will receive a major promotion, take on a major new role, or build a significant public-facing project in this period. Saturn in the 10th house is the classic transit for career milestones, board appointments, partnerships at firms, ownership of a company, public recognition for work done over many years. And on February 20th, break time 05s. Saturn and Neptune meet in an exact conjunction at 0 degrees 44 minutes of Aries, right in your 10th house. This conjunction happens once every 36 years. The last one was 1989. For you, in your 10th house, it marks the formal beginning of a 15-year era, during which your career is rebuilt from both the soul level and the structural level at the same time. Saturn says, build something real. Neptune says, build something meaningful. Together they say, your work in the next 15 years should be both visible and aligned. Mark February 20th. It is the day the long career chapter of the next decade and a half begins. I want to pause here, because I know many of you reading this are also feeling the relief of Saturn leaving your 9th house. For the past 2.5 years, break time 05s, Saturn has been sitting there, making your foreign and educational endeavors heavier than they should have been. Visa difficulties, degree delays, publishing setbacks, spiritual crises, long, difficult travel, all of that lifts in February. Many of you will feel lighter about the future in a way you cannot quite explain. Now the eclipses. They form a different story for you than for most signs. February 17th, annular solar eclipse at 28 degrees of Aquarius in your 8th house of joint finances, debts, taxes, intimacy, and deep transformation. Pluto has been in Aquarius since 2024, slowly transforming this area of your life. A solar eclipse on top of Pluto in mid-February is one of the most significant joint financial dates of your year. A loan is approved, a debt clears, a settlement finalizes, a tax matter resolves, an inheritance is processed, a business buyout closes. A deep, intimate conversation reaches a turning point. March 3rd lunar eclipse at 12 degrees of Virgo in your 3rd house of communication, siblings, writing, and short trips. A piece of writing culminates, a sibling matter resolves. A communication chapter closes or peaks. Pay attention to what you decide to write, post, publish, or say in early March. August 12th total solar eclipse at 20 degrees of Leo in your 2nd house of personal income, money, and self-worth. This is one of the most financially significant eclipses of your decade. Why? Because just 6 weeks before, on June 30th, Jupiter leaves Cancer and enters Leo. And when Jupiter enters Leo, it enters your 2nd house. So Jupiter spends 13 months in your money house, from June 30th of 2026 until July of 2027. And the August 12th eclipse lands almost directly on Jupiter just 6 weeks after Jupiter arrives. This is the kind of alignment that delivers a major income shift, a major financial reset, a major new earning chapter for a Cancer. So here is what I want you to understand about the structure of your year. Break time 05s. The first half of the year is your last chance at the Jupiter return personal expansion. The second half is when the universe pays you for who you have become. Jupiter moves from your sign, where it was making you visible, into your money house, where it begins paying you for that visibility. The August 12th eclipse is the financial peak. Many of you will see a major income jump in the second half of 2026. A raise, a new role with better compensation, a successful launch, a book deal, a property sale, an inheritance, a settlement, a new revenue stream that does not yet exist as I write this. August 27th, partial lunar eclipse at 4 degrees of Pisces in your 9th house closes the long Neptune in the 9th house era with a final dramatic moment around travel, education, publishing, or meaning. Break time 05s. Many of you will complete a degree, return from a long journey, finish a book project, or reach a spiritual milestone on or around August 27th. And on July 26th, the lunar nodes shift signs, moving the eclipse axis to Aquarius and Leo, your 8th house and your 2nd house. So from late July of 2026 until January of 2028, Your eclipse axis runs along the money axis. Personal money and shared money. This is an 18-month period in which financial matters are restructured at the deepest level. The 18-month axis is one of the most financially transformative axes for any sign. Now Uranus. On April 25th, Uranus leaves Taurus and enters Gemini. For you, Gemini is your 12th house, the house of the unseen, the spiritual, the subconscious, the hidden, the behind the scenes. Break time .05s. Uranus in your 12th house for 7 years until 2033. This is going to be one of the more unusual transits of your life, my darling. The 12th house is the house of what you do not see. Uranus in the 12th house brings sudden spiritual awakenings, sudden insights from dreams, sudden release of hidden material, sudden revelations about what you have been carrying without knowing. Many Cancers will begin a meaningful spiritual or therapeutic practice in this period. Many will have powerful dreams that change the direction of their thinking. Many will discover hidden talents or hidden truths about themselves. Some will struggle with periods of needing more solitude than they are used to. The 12th house is the most introspective house. Break time there for 7 years. And Uranus there for 7 years asks you to know yourself in places you have never looked. In 2026 specifically, the first year of this transit, the changes are subtle. Pay attention to dreams. Pay attention to intuitions that arrive suddenly. Pay attention to moments when you suddenly know something without knowing how you know it. If this video is useful, please subscribe before I go further. I publish monthly Cancer forecasts the first week of every month. Subscribe and I will see you every month of 2026. There is going to be so much happening at specific dates that you will need monthly guidance to use it well. I never leave a Cancer halfway through a Jupiter return year. You have my word. Let me tell you about another client, because I want to give you the other side of the Jupiter return story. Break time .05s. Her name is Margaret. Cancer from Dublin, born in early July. Margaret came to me in 2013, before her Jupiter return year. Unlike Anna, Margaret did not use the year well. She came to me in autumn of 2013, and I told her, "Margaret, this is your year." She nodded. She said yes, and then she did nothing. She stayed in her job. She stayed in her relationship. She stayed in her apartment. She told herself she was not ready, that the timing was off, that she would do it next year. She watched the year pass. By the time Jupiter left Cancer in summer of 2014, she had used the most expansive transit of her decade to do exactly what she had been doing before. She came back to see me in 2016, and she said, "Aurora, I think I missed something." And I had to tell her, "Yes, my darling. Break time .05s. You did. And you will not get this kind of opportunity again until 2025. Margaret is now using this current Jupiter return better. She has had to live with the regret of the previous one for 12 years, and she is not making the same mistake. But the regret was real. So I tell you this story because I want to be honest. Jupiter in your sign does not work magic without your participation. The window is genuinely open, but you have to walk through it. Hesitation is the only thing that closes it. Let me talk about love. The first half of the year, with Jupiter in your sign, makes you the most magnetic version of yourself for the past 12 years. If you are single, the doors are wide open until June 29th. Break time .05s. The kind of person who walks into your life now is meaningfully different from who would have walked in a year ago. Trust the new pattern. If you are coupled, the relationship deepens. Many Cancers will become engaged or married in the first 6 months of the year. After June 30th, Jupiter moves to your money house and the romantic energy shifts from formation to building together. The Venus retrograde from October 3rd to November 13th in Scorpio and Libra falls in your 5th and 4th houses. So an old creative project or an old family-related love matter may return. Be careful which doors you open. Career. The career story is the dominant non-personal story of your year. Saturn and Neptune enter your 10th house in February, beginning a 15-year career restructuring. Break time .05s. The Saturn-Neptune conjunction on February 20th is one of the most significant career dates of your decade. Many of you will take on a major new role in 2026, sign a major contract, become known for something publicly, or formally enter a new chapter of your professional life. Saturn here is heavy. It asks for real commitment, real responsibility, real long-term work. Neptune here is visionary. It asks that the work means something. The combination is the most rewarding career transit you will receive in this decade, but it requires you to take your work very seriously. Do not coast. Do not play small. Step up money. The first 6 months of the year continue Jupiter in your sign, which has been generally good for personal magnetism and opportunity, but not directly about money. Break time .05s. The financial action begins on June 30th, when Jupiter moves into your money house. From that day until July of 2027, you are in the most financially expansive period of your 12-year cycle. The August 12th eclipse is the financial peak. Many of you will receive a major income increase in the second half of the year. The Pluto transit in your 8th house continues to transform your relationship with joint money and shared resources, often in ways that are deeper and more long-lasting than immediate. The February 17th eclipse in your 8th house is one of the most significant joint financial dates of your year. Health. Jupiter in your sign for the first 6 months is generally good for vitality, but watch overeating, overdoing, and the general Jupiter risk of taking on more than the body can carry. Break time 0.5 after June 30th. With Jupiter in your money house, the health focus quiets. Uranus into your 12th house in April begins a different kind of health work. Slower, more spiritual, more about the connection between mental health and physical health. The 12th house under Uranus often surfaces hidden physical issues that need attention. Pay attention to what your body tells you in dreams, home and family. Cancer is the sign of home and family more than any other, but interestingly, the home and family sector of your chart is quieter this year. The 4th house, your house of home, is not directly activated by major transits in 2026, so this is a year when the home life remains relatively stable while everything around it shifts. Use the stability. Let home be your anchor while career, money, partnership, and identity all evolve. I want to give you a ritual now, my darling. I want you to do it on June 29th, the night before Jupiter leaves your sign. This is your farewell ritual. You will not have another one for 12 years. So I want you to do it with all of the attention you can give it. Jupiter leaves Cancer at 10:51 in the evening Pacific time on June 29th. That is 1:51 in the morning Eastern time on June 30th. 6:51 in the morning London time. 7:51 in the morning Central European time. Whatever time zone you are in, do the ritual on the night of June 29th before Jupiter crosses out of your sign, the pint water. Cancer is a water sign, my darling. Run a bath or sit by the ocean or sit by a river or sit by a pond, or fill a large bowl with water and sit beside it. Water is yours. Break time 0.05s. Light a single silver candle and a single pearl white candle. Silver is the color of the moon, your ruler. Pearl is the color of Cancer. Place a piece of moonstone or pearl beside the candles. Burn jasmine or sandalwood. Sit by the water. Take 7 slow breaths. Then say out loud, "Thank you, Jupiter, for the year of expansion. I receive what you have given me. I am ready for the next chapter." Say it 3 times. Open your journal. Write the date. Then write the answers to these questions, slowly, honestly. Question 1. What version of myself did Jupiter make possible during this 13-month transit that I want to keep being? Question 2. What did I do during the Jupiter return that I am proud of? Question 3. What did I almost do but did not quite finish? And how will I finish it before the year ends? Break time 0.05s. Question 4. What gift, opportunity, or expansion did Jupiter bring me that I have not yet fully received? Question 5. When I look back on the entire Jupiter and Cancer period from June of 2025 through June of 2026, what is the single most important thing that changed in me? Sit with each answer. Then place both hands on your heart and on your stomach, 1 hand each, and say 3 times, slowly, "I am held, I am full, I am ready." 3 times. Let both candles burn down. Watch the water as you do. Let yourself feel a little wistful. The Jupiter return is closing. Something tender is appropriate, but also let yourself feel ready. The next chapter is already arriving. Let me speak about rising signs briefly. If your rising is also Cancer, break time 0.05s. The entire first half of the year you are in your double Jupiter return. Jupiter on both your sun and your ascendant. The most personally visible Jupiter return possible. If your rising is Leo, Jupiter enters your sign in late June. Your once in 12 years renaissance begins. If your rising is Virgo, Jupiter enters your 12th house, beginning your pre-Jupiter return year. If your rising is Libra, Jupiter enters your 11th house, friendships and community. If your rising is Scorpio, Jupiter enters your 10th house, career elevation. If your rising is Sagittarius, Jupiter enters your 9th house, your house. If your rising is Capricorn, Jupiter enters your 8th house, joint financial transformation. If your rising is Aquarius, Jupiter enters your 7th house, partnership. If your rising is Pisces, break time 0.05s, Jupiter enters your 6th house, health and work. If your rising is Aries, Jupiter enters your 5th house, creativity and romance. If your rising is Taurus, Jupiter enters your 4th house, home and family. If your rising is Gemini, Jupiter enters your 3rd house, writing and voice. If your moon is in Cancer, Jupiter spends the first half on your moon. The most emotionally expansive transit possible. Your emotional life is full this year. If your moon is in Aries, Saturn and Neptune sit on your moon. Emotional structural rebuilding. If your moon is in Leo, Jupiter enters your moon's sign in late June. Compatibility. The signs that support you most this year are Scorpio, Pisces, Taurus, and Leo. Scorpio because the fellow water signs anchor you, and Pluto's 8th house work resonates with Scorpio depth. Break time 05s. Pisces because the water trine continues, even though Neptune is leaving Pisces. Taurus because Chiron entering Taurus in June activates your 11th house and Tauruses become long-term healing friends. Leo because Jupiter enters Leo in late June in your money house, and Leos become financial allies. Be patient with Capricorn, your opposite sign, where the Saturn-Neptune work creates partnership tensions if you are with a Capricorn. Be careful with Libra during the Venus retrograde. Family or home-related Librans may bring tensions. And be diplomatic with Aries, where Saturn and Neptune now live in your 10th house. Aries authority figures or bosses may make sudden decisions. My dear Cancer, before I let you go, I want to say one more thing. You have been told your whole life that you feel too much, that you are too emotional. Break time 0.05s, that you should harden, toughen, develop a thicker skin. I want to tell you that the world is wrong. Your feeling is not weakness. Your softness is not a flaw. Your ability to sense what others cannot sense, to hold what others cannot hold, to feel the room before anyone has spoken. These are gifts. The universe gave you the moon as your ruling planet for a reason. The moon governs the tides. You are the one who feels the tides of human experience in your own body, and you carry them well. 2026 is the year the universe pays you for who you actually are. Instead of asking you to apologize for it, the first 6 months are your Jupiter return. Finish becoming who you are. The second half pays you for it. The career sector is rebuilt. The money sector expands. The spiritual sector opens. The 8th house deepens. Break time, 05s 2026 is a year of completion, and beginning at the same time, the closing of one 12-year cycle and the opening of the next. Mark these dates. January 26th, Neptune leaves your 9th house. February 13th, Saturn enters your 10th house. February 17th, solar eclipse in your 8th house. February 20th, Saturn-Neptune conjunction in your 10th house, possibly the most significant career date of your decade. April 25th, Uranus into your 12th house. June 29th, the final night of your Jupiter return. June 30th, Jupiter into your money house. August 12th, total solar eclipse on Jupiter in your money house, the financial peak of your year. August 27th, the closing eclipse in your 9th house. One question for you, my darling. Answer it in the comments below. What is the version of yourself the Jupiter return has made possible that you want to formally claim before June 29th? Just one sentence. I read every Cancer comment. Putting it in writing makes it real. That is your year. It is enormous. It is yours. The first half is the harvest of who you have become. The second half is the world giving you back what you have given it. I will see you every month. I am Madame Aurora from Manhattan, and I have been a devoted Cancer astrologer for a very long time. Thank you for letting me walk with you through this closing chapter and the new one beginning.